Good morning, Layla.
Okay, so these groups
Will be arduous, will be hard to get to. So it asks that at a minimum, attorneys be allowed to communicate with the migrants.
Dreamers. In our most recent poll, that support fell
around how to get homeless people with addictions off.
Expressed by something one European official told me this morning. I asked him where his alarm bell was ringing, and he said on a scale of 1 to 10, it's at a 15.
And why is that?
Well, I think it's because this is the week where the iconoclastic, disruptive foreign policy ambitions of the Trump administration are actually taking shape and turning into real actions. President Trump's significant increase in resources devoted to Ukraine. In other words, to make up for...
Quite go as planned.
2116.
Michael Trotter Jr. had that thought when he and his wife Tanya were nominated.
In 0.1 miles, exit right.
New artist category last year. They performed together as the War and Treaty.
In these kind of award shows, especially the Grammys, they give slots to genres to represent. War and Treaty and Jelly Roll represented country music in the best
Exit right.
this category. Neither entity is the poster.
I go to another song on the album, Skyscraper.
For 10,000.
Look at that.
It's 5001.
Oh, is that what it is?
Hmm?
Must be a deadhead, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Coaster. 5001 deadhead.
Yeah. $5,006. $5,008. 509. If you make a mess, you clean it up.
He said it again. He said it again. Monkey money.
It's like a corporate turnaround, but at a much larger scale.
And the way Musk talks about it, he sees the federal government as a company that needs fixing much.
There is a lot about
President Trump's sweeping crackdown on immigration.
that is the finding of a new NPR Ipsos poll out today. The poll shows growing support for stronger restrictions on immigration.
Legal status in the U.S. Democrats also are opposed to challenging sanctuary cities, and they don't like a proposal to allow the U.S.
Faith way to walk away from that case.
I mean, if this is true, what they're saying, it's
I'm the second in command at the DOJ right now. He wrote that Danielle's subordinate. He was in.
He says a moss-like ancestor helped create the oxygen levels that made human life possible.
Part of the reason that they
At Moss Appreciation Week, sophomore Dini Bunyallert says it might seem silly to kneel down and look at plants that are so common.
But I think it is so profound because it's little things that
It's been pretty dramatic for us.
Alex Whitmore runs Taza Chocolate. It's a manufacturer in the Boston area.
Most of what we do is molded chocolate bars. We do traditional Mexican-style chocolate products, chocolate-covered almonds, chocolate-covered cashews, that kind of thing.
Cocoa is by far his biggest cost, and global cocoa harvests keep coming up short. These days, the bean costs more than several precious metals.
The cost of cocoa,
The alternative for Germany.
In 1 mile, exit right. In a quarter of a mile, exit right.
If Vance didn't focus on it, did anyone from the U.S. talk about Ukraine at the conference?
Yeah, in a roundtable discussion, Senator Lindsey Graham talked about how under the right circumstances, Ukraine could perhaps become part of NATO someday.
Exit right.
But then it was Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's turn to speak, and he took off his translation headphones and he spoke in English about how he saw the issue. He said he
spoke about it, but they really in NATO.
And I'll say he's obviously being pretty candid about this, and it's clear from what both President Trump and his...
In 0.1 miles, turn left.
Secretary said this week that Ukraine is not being considered to be a future NATO member by the U.S. leadership.
Turn left.
This week on Russia and Ukraine. And I'm just wondering, how are European leaders characterizing the message
You have reached your destination.
think they're getting from the U.S.?
They're concerned. One speaker who I think summed up Europe's reaction to all this pretty well was from German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier. Today,